The New York strip steak, one of the favorite cuts of meat for many steak lovers out there. What most people don't know is that you can get an excellent cooked steak without having to pay the steakhouse price. Today I'm going to show you how you can cook a great New York strip steak with nothing more than a skillet and some ingredients that you can find in most grocery stores. Let's begin. Okay, first things first, we'll start out with our ingredients. We need some salt and pepper, some butter, a little bit of thyme, some garlic. What we'll also need to cook this steak is some kind of skillet, along with some basic kitchen tongs to turn the steak. And last of all, one thick cut USDA choice New York strip steak. Now let's get started. One really important thing to remember when preparing the steak is to always make sure and get the steak out of the refrigerator at least 20, 30, maybe even 40 minutes ahead of time to give the meat time to get up to room temperature. What ends up happening if you don't is you have an ice cold piece of meat, and by the time you get it seared on the outside, the inside isn't done, and in order to get it as done as you would like, you're going to end up burning the steak, and it's just no good. So first off, we'll start with salt, pepper, and we'll do this on both sides to make sure that we have the steak good and seasoned. Okay, step one, oil in. It's important to make sure that the skillet is on a pretty high heat. That way whenever we put the meat in, it begins an immediate sear on the outside. The last thing you want to do is put in the steak at a low heat and then it end up just boiling out the water on the inside. So, steak in. Hear that immediate sizzle going on the outside. Okay, about a minute on that side and we will flip. Notice that real nice sear around the outside of the steak. After about a minute on both sides, flip this over again. Heat down just a little bit. Some butter. Let that melt. Crushed garlic. We'll get this stirred around a little bit. Mix up that butter with the garlic. Never hesitate to tilt the pan a little bit. Get all the juices on one side and just begin to funnel over. Flip again. Another thing that we can do to render the fat on the steak, take the steak, stick it up against the edge of your pan, and let some of that grease do the work for you. Get those edges good and seared. Okay, other side. Now I've reduced the heat just a little bit more. Last thing I'm going to do before we pull this off the skillet, I'm going to throw in just a few thyme leaves. You'll be able to hear these pop and sizzle when I put them in. Continue to mix. Flip once more. Okay, heat off, and we'll pull the steak off. Alright, and there you have it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you have a blast cooking your very own steak dinner. Thank you.